And we're back, and it's time to quilt this pinkalicious girl power kind of Liberty quilt from the Make It Patriotic 3-yard quilt book. And so when it came to backing, I had a lot of thoughts in mind, and they all kept changing. First off, I was originally thinking that because there's so much pink on the front that I would kind of go towards this like grayish color on the back, and I was like, then the pink thread will pop on the back and it'll look really cool. But then the more I thought about it, I was like, I don't know if I want to do gray on the back when this is just so bright and lively and happy. And so I found some Kona pink for the back. It's kind of the lighter shade that's in the signs. So what is like this color in here, this is like the closest I could get to it. Just so then it was a little different than the front. It wasn't yet another big, bright, crazy back, but here's the cool part. When I was looking at doing the binding, I figured I would just do like, oh, I'll just do Gotham gray or whatever, because that's what that color gray is, kind of close on the back of those stripes. And so the more I looked at the Gotham gray, I was like, I don't know. And so I just happened to be looking around and I found this. And what this is from the Breaking News collection from Wyndham Fabrics, which happens to be the same collection as these prints here. So this is the coordinate for those signs. So this is going to be my binding, which is going to be so super fun. A nice stripy binding. I got a half yard of this to do that. And so now my binding can coordinate and look awesome there on the edge. And then I'll have this pink backing to kind of butt up against it. And so I think that is going to be so much fun and still have this be bright and lively and fun and girly. And now I just have to figure out how to quilt it. So it does have these little like flowers in here and hearts. So I'm gonna look and see if I wanna go in the flowery heart direction. I'll probably do a pink thread because there's just so much pink, or maybe even like a white or a cream, because that's just a lot of pink. And then, I don't know. We'll see what I find, because this is gray, so that really doesn't matter. I think gray is going to be a little stark on there, so I'm going to steer clear of that. But I don't know. I guess I'm not going to commit to quilting design, because we all know that tends to change as soon as I get over to the long arms. So I'm going to go piece this. Yes, I have to piece more batting, and then we'll be quilting in no time. So now everything is all basted in, and I think since this one is so angular and very like structured, I'm gonna go with the loop design just to kind of break it up a little bit. I think it's gonna be fun. I think it's gonna look like a real party on the back with all the loopies, and on the front, and I'll just kind of soften it up and go from there. And then I've got my pink lemonade thread because it matches this front pretty well. So it'll stand on the back a little bit, but pink on pink is always fun. So let's get this thing quilted. So I'm getting closer to the end, and now I have this like pieced batting mishap going on over here. So as you can see, we're a little short, so I'm going to cut this out readjust it and then find my batting tape to fix it. There's a peek at the front with that loop-the-loop on there. I love it. It turned out so awesome. And then here's the back where it's just pink on pink, where a little bit of separation, but they actually blend really well together. So now I've got to go cut out my binding, put this out on the floor. Hopefully it'll cool down outside so I'm not sweating bullets, and put the binding on it. So this will be all done. Well, I don't know about you, but I have had so much fun making this quilt. From the beginning of picking out the wild and crazy things to go together, to the end of finding that perfect matching binding from that same collection. I think this Liberty quilt turned out so awesome, and like I am so for reals about wanting to make this in like a scrappy version, like even just this block. And so let's talk about the quilting first, and then we can talk about the next phases of this. So I did that loop-the-loop, and I think I did it at a good scale just to kind of give it some texture and keep it all situated. My pieced batting did the job as it needed to, and so it kind of all held it together with my little chaotic little slip at the end where I had to fudge some stuff in there. But otherwise, this is just so perfect. Okay, so let's talk about, because I've thought about it since the last video on this, making this scrappy. So what I think I would do is find a good print to do this consistent throughout, and maybe this consistent, or if I had like an I Spy kind of thing, like different novelty prints or like Disney prints or Star Wars. Ooh, Star Wars would be really cool because it's like explosive firework thing. Anyways, okay, back on track. So this would be like my theme print throughout, and then my background I think I would keep the same. I'm gonna switch sides over here. I think I would keep this the same throughout just to make that cohesive. And then my thought was that these would all be the different colors. So like the star point where it kind of looks like a firework, and those would all stay consistent throughout. And then maybe these would be like a secondary kind of print. I think if these were like another scrappy, like solid or tone on tone, like if they were all like shades of blue or whatever to coordinate, I think that would be a fun way to do it. And then that would be a good way to like work through your stash and keep it consistent, and so much fun. So I'm very excited about this one. It came out as I had hoped and dreamed, and possibly even better. So let's go outside so I can give you a quilt drop, give you some reveal photos, and then you can ooh and ah this as much as I keep doing. So Liberty is checked off the list. Let's head outside.